Today is June 30th, 2026. This is my ring around the garden. I'm going to go very slowly and only talk a little bit because I planted a bajillion seeds on Sunday the 28th, and I can't get my printer to work and I can't remember all of them, so I'm going to overlay the seeds that I planted in which container. Many of the seeds were packets who didn't have a date on them, so I have no clue what the germination rate will be. So this is my first shallow box, and I planted some seeds in here. I have my pomegranate there, and then I buried some cuttings from my skeleton rose geranium a few days ago, and hopefully some of those will take hold and root. And then of course my walking onions are here. And this is what I'm calling my pomegranate tote. Here's my pomegranate. I've got some chives and some walking onions, and I'll list the seeds that I planted. I'm pretty sure it was delicata. This is a newly named tote, Charity, a friend of mine from Bright Line Living. I don't have any clue what I put in here, but what's in here now is my sunroot, or Jerusalem artichoke, and Egyptian walking. And I've got my Sarah tote, geranium, not a scented one, walking onions, and sunroot, or Jerusalem artichoke. I didn't do anything with this one. Okay, coming around here, planted some things in the dish pan under the red vein sorrel container. I call this my sunroot bucket. I planted something in there. Compost bin. I'm just calling this skeleton rose tote right now. I planted something right here. You can see where I did the cuttings because I couldn't get by. And then right now I'm calling this my giant tomato tote. This is a bigger tote than the rest of them. I think it's a 30-gallon. And then my corner box. I'm pretty sure all I planted in here was okra. And I know it looks kind of dry. Well, I don't know if it looks dry to you. It looks dry to me. I'll be watering as soon as I'm done recording. Newly named tote Shannon for my fish. Planted a few things in here. Already in here are my Egyptian walking onions and my red vein sorrel. And this is Winifred, the first named tote. This is lemon verbena that's going to seed, and I may end up with little lemon verbena bushes around, which will be fine with me if I don't think they're weeds and pull them up. There's another pomegranate that I started from seed. Those baby Egyptian walking onions are just there for the moment. I planted something in this black pot. I'll have to hunt down what it is, and that is green sorrel. All right, now to my dish pans. I planted something in here. I'm calling this my sunroot dish pan. I did not plant anything with my beans, but I did feed them. And I saw a flower on Sunday, so I may have another bean or two come up. And then down here, I'm calling this my rosemary dish pan because it's got rosemary. I planted something back in there. I did not plant in here. And yes, those are celery, which I'll be getting some for my salads. I didn't plant anything in barb. I did ink the name. I need to do that on several of them. Nothing different here. I don't remember if this is I don't remember what this is. I'll have to look at my things. Some of you might have better memories than I do. But red vein sorrel, that's 2-year-old dinosaur kale. It just keeps growing out of the root ball. Okay, swinging over here. Here's my Yo Mama tote. I need to get my big marker on this one. And I did plant something, and it's already come up. I don't know if anything that will come up in that short a time, so it may be a squash from compost that was in here. In Carrie, I planted some things around the sunroot And then this one is, I always forget which one. Yeah, this is a collard. I'm letting it go to seed. I already collected some seeds. I did plant seeds here. I put this here so that something wouldn't come and get it and to keep it a little bit moister. This is Deb Ann Tote. I need to re-ink that one too. My left smart pot, I planted some things here and some things back there. Egyptian walking onions. This that's going to flower is lemon thyme. I've got my sunroot or sunchoke or Jerusalem artichoke. It's all the same thing here. Purple tree collard, and here's one of my tomatoes. Yellow pear tomatoes. My cozy, I planted a couple more corn and a variety of beans down in here in this area where I pulled the squash and moved it out. The one squash, I had a second squash, you can see the tip right here, and I was turning it to see what was on it, to see if it had blossom end rot, and it broke off. So I cooked it up and put it in my chili veg this week. There's another tomato. I am sure that one has its roots down into the ground by now. I haven't done anything with any of these. Okay. I've got strawberry flowers. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll have a couple more strawberries. I've had 2 strawberries, maybe 3 strawberries this season. Oh, look what I found. They're teeny tiny, but they're cute. I may have those with tomorrow's breakfast. Very cute. This one did not go. Okay. Anyway, planted some peppers in here and maybe something else. I've got Egyptian walking onions. This is Goblet. I don't think I put anything in here. I didn't write down Goblet's name. Jackaroo, I planted a couple of things in here. Alexa, I planted something in this little green pot. Angevin, I think I planted nasturtium down here, but there's something down there I planted. And I did plant something in Bombastic, but I don't remember what. Oh, more sunroot, more rosemary. This is a volunteer. I think it might be a potato. It could be a chia. When I took a picture when it was much smaller, it said chia or potato were the possibilities. That's dead is my spinach. I'm just going to let the spinach seeds fall and see what happens. Obviously, this is a tomato. My Swiss chard going to seed. And then I've got a couple of sweet potato slips I put down in here. It's just now getting warm enough for those. And then this is my shallow smart pot, or my shallow pot with a kitty cat. There's something, I planted something way back there, but I don't remember what it is now. Is that a leaf or a caterpillar? Oh, no, it's just like a buttered up leaf. I think it has aphids. Okay, I named this one Kayla. Yes, it is the Kayla from Bright and Friendly. Just because. I was trying to think, who can I remember that will connect? So there we go. So there's my celery still growing. That was a volunteer. Got my tomato here. Look at my snapdragons. Aren't they happy? I know those roots got down into the ground, and that's why they're happy. Planted a bunch of stuff over here in the right smart pot. Oh, and I put that wire mesh thing there to keep the raccoons from digging in the pot. And you can see how the soil level has gone down. I'm thinking either this fall or in the spring. I'm definitely going to separate my I have 2 red vein sorrel here, and I'm going to need to split the root ball. So I'll probably dig up the whole pot. I may need a second wheelbarrow for that. Okay. And I'm standing here for a while, partly because I know I planted a lot of seeds in there. My composter. I didn't plant anything in my trapezoid. I think I'm just going to start calling this the trapezoid. But here's my Swiss chard, which, if it were still standing up, would be over 6 feet tall. And finally, the seeds are getting dark enough where I think it might be creating some seeds for me. I don't know if you can see it. Nope, I'm too close. More Jerusalem artichoke or sunchoke, another tomato, a purple tree collard. There's a sunchoke in that teal pot way down there. That's a volunteer, probably a tree, apple, maybe, nut, if the squirrel buried something in there. And then there's an agostiki. Isn't it pretty? My marjoram is down there and it's flowering too. Beanie, I planted a couple of things. I did plant a soybean in here before I remembered that I had Egyptian walking onions down there. Really tiny ones, so we'll see. You're not supposed to plant legumes with alliums. Didn't do anything to the sunroot dishpan. Planted a couple of things in here. My tomato has fallen over the side here. But it seems to be okay. I hope that came out. And did I plant anything in the peg tote? I don't remember if I ever got to it to plant anything. This one has a couple of big tomatoes growing, but they're hiding over here. See? They're fairly large. Oh, well, apparently they're going to have to come inside to ripen. They just popped off. There's another tomato. Ooh, this one might be ready. It came off, that's for sure. Okay. Dahlia, snapdragons, wildflower mix, dragonfly on the wildflower mix. I don't know if you could see it. That is hummingbird's lunch, wildflower mix, dahlia. Okay, and then the carport. I've got peppers in the purple pots. That is my ginger. This is the turmeric that I overwintered in the... No, this is the turmeric I overwintered in the house. This is my ginger plant. And then these pots, I planted some turmeric. So we'll see if those sprout. They may need some more time. A couple of pomegranate seedlings, and then I call this my tree-colored nursery because those are 3 tree-colored cuttings. I don't remember what I planted there, but I put something in there. And then my last container up here, this is called Hummingbird Mint. It's the trumpet-shaped flowers. And then these are my hummingbird feeders that are almost empty. I put them here when they're almost empty. When I put the full ones, there's one way over there. You can just barely see the red in front of that neighbor's tree. And then there's the other one I do. Okay, that's enough of the garden. Now I have to water everything. Oh, I didn't mention this dishpan. This is a volunteer squash. I doubt it'll produce anything, but I planted, I think, some soybeans. I planted something in there, some kind of legume. Okay, now I'm really done.